Sophia Adengo is in Nigeria, and she's catching us up now with what's been happening today. Sophie, thanks very much for joining us. I guess a big story, mixed, because it's one person found and still 218, 217 missing.
Peter, one of more than 200 Chibok girls found no longer in the care of the terror organization Boko Haram, but back home with her family, brought in by military officials and locals, has been, in the words of the activists from Bring Back Our Girls, the best news they have heard so far. The Nigerian military confirmed that this young woman, known now as Amina Ali, was found wandering on the outskirts of the Sambisa forest, where a local vigilante group discovered her along with a male companion and a baby. It is suspected that she was married off while in captivity, but this civilian joint task force were then able to usher the group to the Nigerian military and to ascertain who the girl was and what her origin is. Over the last 24 hours, what has unfolded is that indeed she is one of the kidnapped girls hailing from a part called Mbalala, and she has been briefly reunited with her family today.
Do we have any idea of what her thoughts or any information that she's been able to share about those that she's left behind?
Well, what we know so far is that, Amina Ali Neki has said that the girls are indeed perhaps located in the Sambisa forest. This is what the military has been able to disclose through her account. Also, what we have learned consistently is that, the Chibok girls perhaps are scattered and no longer together based on the accounts that we have learned so far. Also the joint civil task force that found her is really a voluntary group. And when they happened to come across her, she, appeared to be, in poor physical condition and not doing well at all. And so these are all clues to imply that perhaps these girls are in a state that is worse for wear, but still the collective location of where these girls are remains unknown. Peter.
What has the government been saying, and have they indicated that they were going to do anything?
The Nigerian government has always maintained that they are doing everything in terms of a military effort and also an intelligence effort in locating the whereabouts of the girls. Now, the information minister, Lai Mohammed, has continuously said that he is offering as much information as he has received, but at this time, what they are calling is a momentary, brief moment to enjoy the fact that perhaps maybe one girl has been returned.
And she was found with a child, and I guess this has been a concern for many of the parents and relatives, is that these young women were being impregnated by some of these militants.
Well, Peter, the vulnerability of having these young teenagers. When the Chibok girls were abducted back in April of 2014, their ages ranged from 16 to 19. 2 years on, you can imagine that these girls have been, there has been a continuous understanding that these girls have been vulnerable to members of Boko Haram, and therefore, some had speculated in the past that these girls were married off. It appears through finding this young girl, Amina, that it is very possible that these girls were married off and indeed started families. Peter.
So now this story captured the whole world 2 years ago when it happened, and perhaps fell off the radar a little bit. What's been the reaction inside Nigeria today about this news?
Well, that's to say that the Nigerian military has done everything they possibly know how to do in terms of providing information and also ground offensive in trying to locate these girls. However, I do not believe from what we have been reporting that, that the Nigerian government nor their activists have fallen off in any way in bringing about pressure. Last month, the U.S. envoy, power came into Nigeria, insisting that everything must be done in bringing these girls back home. Peter.
All right, so that's where we're going to have to leave it there, having a little bit of difficulty with the line there. But again, significant news. One of the Chibok girls captured 2 years ago has been found. The others are still in captivity, it's believed, but some of them may have been married off and the group split up a little bit. But we hope to cross once again to Sophie in Nigeria at about 9 o'clock or just after, right here on Channel 4.